Hello, Jesse Good here. Happy Throwback Thursday, and today we're doing a very special set because this is one of the bigger LEGO System Adventurer sets. This actually retailed for $50 when it was released in 1998 with 7 minifigures if you count that skeleton. And you can see it even has a little display flap, which we'll take a look at later in the video, but for now, let's unbox this baby. So let's cut this open, even though it looks like it was almost removed before. Oh, that is painful doing. But here's how all the pieces are packaged. Unfortunately, no numbered bags it looks like, but they do give this base plate right here. And underneath the base plate is all of these instructions. So before we move on, let's just appreciate this raised plate right here. I love getting any type of base plates, and I don't have too many raised plates in general. And it's nice just seeing this in pristine condition, because whenever I see this piece on eBay, it's always ruined. You can see there's lots of nice little crevices, and it's just a rare kind of molding all together. They don't do raised plates anymore. They barely do base plates in general. It's really just for modulars or other direct-to-consumer sets. So that's it for this design. Now let's move on. So here's just a preview of the set all built up. Now let's take a look at those minifigures. So here is Johnny Thunder, and he has his gun. Very simple design, classic figure here, one of my favorites of all time. This is the one that appears in many other sets. So here's Pharaoh Hotep, and the reason I'm looking at this guy next is because of his design. This is so impressive. There's a little bit of shine to this little headdress right here, and look at that. Leg printing. I was not expecting leg printing in an adventure set. You know, it is a set from the 90s. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think many sets in the 90s got leg printing. Maybe my memory is fading me, but that is just so impressive. And it doesn't look bad at all. It looks like some modern printing. Torso looks a little bit more simpler than modern printing, but still quite cool. I like the design with a little bit of a chainmail going on. His face looks weird, and this specific Pharaoh has always kind of creeped me out with that face, because the eyes just don't look Lego-like, and it looks very, I don't know, schemy and scary. But that's it for the Pharaoh. Then we have Dr. Lightning, a recurring LEGO Adventurers character. He has his magnifying glass right here. It's not the only one in the set. And just a really kind of adorable face, which looks like a classic LEGO figure. Love that torso right there, which does look very simple. It's not really one that you would use with modern figures, but still looks kind of cool with a little jumpsuit. No back printing whatsoever because it is an older figure, but he does come with that nice bigger backpack, which you would kind of open just by pulling it forward like this, and inside is actually a dynamite stick, which is one of the older designs. It's not that new mold that they introduced with, I think, Agents in 2008 or Power Miners in 2009. But you can see it's just kind of printed right there, and there's even an axe on the back, which in that color, I don't think I have too many axes like that. I have a lot of ones in black with that same piece, so that's kind of cool to get. Then we have Gale Storm, and she has this nice little torso right there, and that nice facial printing, which is kind of a classic one for me because I got it in the Jurassic Park 3 set, one of the studio sets, which they just kind of threw Johnny Thunder in, even though that doesn't make sense. No back torso printing, and just a little gun right there. It's the older style pistol. One thing to note is that these pieces up here are very loose, and they include them in a few different figures in this set, and I just kind of wish they were more tight on the figures. I don't know if that's the head problem or a problem with the hat piece. So here is Baron von Baron, which is the classic Johnny Thunder's villain. I have him in Orient Expedition sets, but this one's a little bit of a more earlier printing for him. He has a nice kind of smiley face, but just menacing face with a little scratch right there. Hook for a hand, black binoculars, this piece in white, which is very nice to get. No torso printing on the back because it is an older figure, but overall just a really nice looking dude. Of course, when I say nice, I mean evil, and this guy just looks pure evil. This is Sam Sinister. He looks sinister. This guy is a crook. He looks just maniacal with his tuxedo and everything. I don't know. I always find this guy just goofily, just his mustache twirling villain. It's kind of adorable to a point. He does have a yellow cup right there and a little pistol as well. And last figure is a little skeleton. This is the older style skeleton with the wobbly arms. He's holding a cup, and his headdress is just a plain white headdress, which I actually really like because I don't have that piece in that plain white color, so I appreciate that. Other than that, it's just a standard older style Lego skeleton. So the main play set is filled with little secrets and play features here and there. Now the main Sphinx itself is what we're going to take a look at first. Love that 1x4 printed tile up front. It's a pretty nice design, and there is a play feature with it, and it involves this little plate that's kind of sticking out. You can see it moved a little bit, but if you press forward, the whole kind of part flies out, and inside it reveals where the Pharaoh Hotep is actually sleeping. So that's quite cool. You can easily just replace it just by sliding this little part inside and then sliding the wall itself. So that's quite a neat play feature. Now the actual Sphinx I like a lot because you see it's a mix of different colors. They didn't just go with gray. They used a lot of cool pieces that they had at the time, like these little modified 1x1 bricks with the hole in the middle, or these roof brick pieces, which are kind of older style slopes, and they kind of mix up the colors with the red and the blue, and I really like how that came out. And it's just a very unique looking build, and the design for this little Anubis on the side is quite cool as well. I like how it's just built out from bricks. There's no printed pieces or anything like that, but it looks very organic and just very impressive in the curves and everything they got back then. It's kind of like the same, I guess, appeals of the actual Sphinx itself. So moving forward a little bit, we have this little compartment right here, which has a scorpion on top, and inside they have 2 gold coins, a snake, and this little map right here. And at the end, I'll be taking a look at each little map all together, so don't worry too much about the prints right now. And then shifting to the right a bit, you can see they also have some nice printed pillar pieces, and these panels are actually 3 unique prints, so none of them repeat. It's sort of like the maps. And hidden behind the pillar, I put this little coffin right here, or sarcophagus, I guess is a better word for it. And inside we have the skeleton with that nice white helmet, and that can just be kind of slipped back on. I also like the black coloring for this because I think I have this piece but in yellow, so it's kind of nice to get. And moving all the way to the back area right here, we have this little obelisk, and the obelisk has another one of those unique prints I was talking about. And all the way up top they have another one of the prints as well. You can see they're just a little bit different, and I really like that. And it's a pretty tall obelisk, so that's quite a nice build. And you could open it up like this, and inside you can see there is 2 more gold coins, so I guess that's where the rest of the gold coins are hidden. And also you could kind of get a look at the back of the Sphinx from this area, which you can see part of the little, I guess, tray or bed that the Pharaoh was hiding in is kind of poking out from there. And you could push it out from the little back area, but it doesn't really work too well. And up top you can kind of see the back build of that part of the Sphinx, which looks really cool. And that's really it for this main play set area. Now we got to move to some of the side builds, which are the car and this little palm tree area. So here is Johnny Thunder's car, which is packed with little supplies and accessories. I like this 1x2 tile right there, which has a printed HC514, which I'm sure means something. And also this printed window piece, which I wasn't expecting. It's actually a really updated print that you wouldn't really tell that this was from an older set. I guess the piece itself is a little bit of an older piece in general, but that's really it. This camera that's kind of popping out has a nice printed 1x2 little design, and that seems to be the film, and the design of that actually appears in a few other sets. I don't think this set has any particularly, I guess, exclusive printed pieces, but it's nice to get them all in just one set. And you can see the back has a container where you would actually stick the gold coins, which could easily be removed, and also a magnifying glass, which you get 2 of them in this set. Or, sorry, that's not a magnifying glass, that's a frying pan. You do get 2 magnifying glasses in the set, but that's actually originally where I put it, and then I found out I misbuilt it, and the actual frying pan's supposed to be there. So I do apologize for that. There's a pickaxe and a shovel just kind of hiding in this compartment. And the area where Johnny is sitting, you can see there's this nice 1x2 printed tile, which did appear in a few other sets, but it's not that common of a print. And he does have a little steering wheel right there. It's just a really complete vehicle. I like it. It's just the right size, and it has enough room to have all these little, I guess, like gadgets to play around with. So here is this little palm tree area, which has a little spit roast, and it's holding a pot, which has a 1x1 stud inside. And also these flames, which you could actually position up if you want, but there's not really much of a use for that. This palm tree right here is one of the older style palm trees. I mean, I guess there's no newer style, but this was used a lot in Paradisa sets and such. And you can see how tall this sucker is right up here. But yeah, just a nice little side build, though I do kind of wish this part was connected to the main raised plate. I almost forgot, a little side build is also this black tent right here, which uses a nice felt design. I mean, this is something that they also use in like the Indiana Jones line, and they've used with some promotional sets like with Lego City Arctic and Lego Friends, but the actual inside has nothing to it. It's really just something you would use to display on the outside and maybe build upon with your own pieces inside. But to fold them perfectly back, all you have to do is put it right in front of that little pin right there, and it closes up perfectly, so I do like that. And the last of the side builds is this little area where you can analyze, I guess, the maps, and it has a sextant and this little magnifying glass, which is 1 of 2, and if you lift it up, you can see inside there's a hidden gun. Actually, speaking of the maps, let's get all 4 together. I forgot to say it, but one of the maps is stuck inside here, but it's so hard to get that out, so this is going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt. But that's actually a compartment where you're supposed to put it. So these are the 4 maps put together, and you can see each have a little bit of a different design going on, and I really do appreciate that. They aren't exclusive to the set at all, but they're in different sets altogether, so I like how you can just get all of them in this one little set. So looking at the box, I'm actually filming this before I opened it, and you can lift this front flap right here, and it reveals some of the pieces and even some of the play features up top. But I love these little flaps, and they don't do this anymore where they'll display some of the pieces on there. And looking at the top flap, it says, "Ancient ruins are the home of many hidden riches, but beware. Where treasure lies, booby traps, villains, and scorpions await." With building sets from the LEGO System Adventurers collection, only you, the LEGO Maniac, can determine who will get to the treasure first. I love this. Man, the boxes nowadays just lack that flavor, but the back does show an alternate build from my understanding, and even some more different builds, it looks like, which are probably on the instructions as well. So yeah, very cool box. Definitely one of my most favorite boxes from an older Throwback Thursday set. So some of the packaging includes 2 catalogs, which we'll probably look to get at in a separate video together. And then this instructions, which on the back shows a nice little alternate build for the set, which I think is the same ones that were on the back of the box, but still nice to look at. So overall, Sphinx's Secret Surprise is really one of those more memorable LEGO Adventurers sets. I mean, there's a lot of LEGO Adventurers sets released, and the little smaller ones kind of get forgotten, but ones like this, you know, you don't kind of miss from your mind. This design has a lot of unique parts going on, whether it's the obelisk or the Sphinx itself, or even a little observatory parts, the sextant, and that nice little vehicle for Johnny Thunder. I don't have any complaints with it, besides the fact that some of the minifigures' heads are just very weak when it comes to holding onto the hats. That's a very minor complaint. And that's it. I mean, this is definitely one of my favorite LEGO Adventurer sets from all across the sub-themes. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. I guess next week on Throwback Thursday shall be, Fabulence, I think? So stay tuned for that. See you guys later. Peace out. Bye.